Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's lesson, we're going to build a small movie ticket booking system using Python. This small project will help you practice dictionaries, if statements, loops, and exception handling, all in one program. One of the biggest problems beginners face is trying to memorize concepts before they start programming. But when you build small mini projects like this, you don't need to memorize everything. You naturally become familiar with the concepts by using them. First, let me show you what happens when we run this program. When the program starts, first it displays welcome message. Next, we have another message that explains how to quit the program. After these two messages, then it shows the available movies along with their ticket prices. After that, it asks, enter the movie name you want to book. If we type a movie name from the list, for example, Avengers, it then asks how many tickets we want. If we enter 0 or a negative number, we get an error message, and it asks again the same question. Let's say we enter 4 tickets. As soon as we press enter, it shows a confirmation message and updates the total. Then it asks again if we want to book tickets for another movie. If we enter a movie name that is not in the list, it shows an error message. Here, I'm going to enter another movie from the list, and let's say we want to book 6 tickets. Finally, if we type exit, the program terminates and displays the booking summary, including the total amount to pay and a thank you message. Now, let's build this step by step. We have 5 movies and their ticket prices. We can use a dictionary to store movie names as keys and their ticket prices as values. So first, I'll put a comment, define available movies with ticket prices. Now, to declare a dictionary, we create a variable called movies and assign it an empty pair of curly braces. Now let's add the key. First one is avatar. Then we type a colon and assign it to its ticket price, in this case 20. Now, to add another key value pair, we separate each pair with a comma. And now, I'm going to add the other 4 movies along with their ticket prices in the same way. For the last one, we don't need to add a comma. Now, before we display the movie names and their prices on the console, I'm going to display a welcome message. To do that, we use the print statement. Here, I'm going to say, "Welcome to the movie world." At the beginning of the statement, we can also add an emoji if we want. To do that on Windows, you can open the emoji keyboard by pressing the Windows key and the semicolon key, and then type movie and select this emoji. Now we want to show the available movies and their prices to the user. To do this, we can use a for loop. We'll write for movie price in movies dot then the items method. Here, movies is our dictionary, and the items method gives us each key and value one by one during each iteration. Inside the loop, we'll print each movie and its price using an F string. To use an F string, type F before the quotes. Then, put curly braces where you want the values to appear. So the first curly brace will show the movie name, and the second will show the price. Between them, we can add a dash to make it easier to read, and add a dollar symbol before the price. Before we show the list of movies, let's print a message. Let's say available movies. Next, we'll create a variable called total price and initialize it with the value 0. Later, we'll use this variable to keep track of the total cost if the user books more than one movie. Now, we're going to ask the user which movie they want to book from the list. We want the program to keep running until the user decides to stop. To do that, we need an infinite loop. For this, we'll use a while loop. We can write while, and then the condition is true. All our booking logic will go inside this loop. So here we use the input function to get the user's choice and display a prompt message. You can use either single or double quotes, but here I'll use double quotes. Now, let's say enter the movie name you want to book. And then we add a colon, followed by a white space, so whatever the user types will be separated from our prompt. If we want this prompt to appear on a new line, we can add the new line character at the beginning. Finally, we store the user's input in a variable. Let's call it movie_name. Next, we need to check if the movie the user typed exists in our dictionary. We can do this using an if statement. So, let's say if movie name in movies. This way, we only ask for tickets if the user picked a valid movie from our list. So, if the movie exists, we then ask the user how many tickets they want to book. First, we create a variable called tickets and get input from the user. Inside the input function, let's ask, how many tickets do you want? Remember, the input function always returns a string, but we need a number, so we convert it to an integer using the int function. So, when this program is executing, first the input function is called. Then the return value, which is a string, is passed to the int function. But there's a problem. If the user types something that isn't a number, the program will crash. To check this, let's run the program. Here, if we type A, B, C, something that isn't a number, as you can see, the program crashes. The error is called a value error. To stop the program from crashing, we can use a try block. First, we write try and indent the code that might cause an error. Right after that, we write except and specify the type of error we want to catch. In this case, it's value error. Now, here we need to print an error message and say, invalid input, please enter a valid number. Now, let's run our program one more time. Now, if we type an invalid value, you can see that our program doesn't crash. Instead, it simply shows this message. Now, we need to make sure this value is greater than 0. We can do this using another if statement. If the number of tickets is 0 or less, we should show a message to the user. Let's say, please enter a number greater than 0. So, if the user types a wrong number or invalid input, we want to keep asking the questions until they enter a valid number. To do this, we can put all these instructions inside a loop that keeps running forever. Here, we'll use another while loop. We can write while true and move all these lines inside this loop. Now, here, we need to continue this until user enter a valid number. For that, we can use the continue keyword. And if the user enters a valid number, we stop the ticket loop using the break keyword. Now, once we have the number of tickets, we can calculate the cost. Let's create a variable called cost. We'll set it equal to movies, square brackets, movie underscore name. Then we multiply that value by the number of tickets the user entered. This gives us the total cost for one movie. Then, each time we calculate a movie's cost, we add it to total price like this. Now, let's show these values to the user. To do that, I'm going to use an F string. Here, let's add the number of tickets. Then let's also include the movie name that the user booked tickets for, and then display the current total. So let's say print current total, colon, then $, then the total price. Now, if the user types a movie name that is not in our list, we need to show a message. So inside the else block, we can print something like, "Sorry, this movie is not available." Now, let's run the program. Here you can see our program is working fine, but we can't exit the program unless we press the stop button. To fix this, we can use an if statement. If the user types exit in the terminal, we should stop the program. So, if movie underscore name equals to exit, then we break the loop. We use the break statement because once the user types exit, we don't need to keep looping anymore. Now, if we run the program and type exit, it will stop. But if we type exit in uppercase, or any other variation of the word exit, the program doesn't stop. To fix this, we can use the lower method. This converts whatever the user types into lowercase, so it won't matter if they type any variation exit. Now you can see it works no matter how we type it. At the top of the program, let's also print a small instruction message. So, after the this message, we can say, type exit anytime to quit. And at the end of that message, we can add a new line character to make it look clean. Once the program ends, I'm going to print 3 messages. First, we'll print booking summary. Next, we'll print the total amount the user needs to pay. Finally, we'll print a thank you message. Now, let's run the program and see how it works. Here, you can see that we booked tickets for 3 movies. And when we type exit, the program stops and shows the booking summary like this. So this is a simple Python program. But the important thing is this. When you try to build small programs like this by yourself, you start remembering Python much faster. That's one of the best ways to actually learn programming. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.